sun's glare. Big B sipping suds, pulling up a chair, studying those brews like a scholar profound, with a grin that says this one's world renowned. He'll swirl that stout, let the foam cascade. It's got depth, he nods, a perfect parade. Then a lager appears
Welcome back, y'all, to the damn bar for another Big B beer review. That's the ring for a beer bell. You know what time it is. It's time for some beer. All right. We got us another local brew. From the Green Bench Brewing Company in beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida, we have Bench Life Premium Lager, coming in at 4.6% ABV. There's not much like a beautiful St. Petersburg day in a park, on a pier, at a beach, on a boat, or in a beer garden. Such settings, as far as we're concerned, are only enhanced with friends and light, refreshing, drinkable beer. So take a break, bring a cooler, and crack open a Bench Life, the Prosecco of beers. The Prosecco of beers. Fascinating. I believe I have had this a long time ago. There we go. Bench Life is dry, bubbly, drinkable, and undeniably refreshing. Built to be enjoyed in our wonderfully tropical paradise. This American premium lager is brewed with a blend of malted barley, flaked corn, and U.S. grown Mount Hood hops. I like that. I like that a lot. I have been to this brewery several times, and they're fantastic. Fantastic, I tell you what. And I believe this is their flagship lager. I've had this forever. This is their main one. The experience I had, it was years ago when I was there, but it was pretty cool. When we went in there, we were drinking beer, and this lady comes in with a big 5-gallon bucket, and she just comes in off the street and walks up to the tap and just starts filling this bucket full of beer. And I'm sitting there with my friends and stuff, we're like, what the hell's going on? She's filling up a 5-gallon bucket with beer. I'm like, damn, she must be thirsty. And the guy, I'm like, damn, she's getting that much. She's like, oh, she's at the restaurant next door and she uses the beer to make mustard, a beer mustard. I love that. So I love that whole thing over there. And I don't know if they still do that today, if that restaurant still, I'm sure it is. And because she uses the mustard for their pretzels, and they also collaborate where you can get those pretzels and stuff in that brewery. It was awesome. All right, so I love lagers. Lagers are one of my favorites. Next to sours. Sours are just like my treats and all that, but my go-tos and stuff mainly for drinking beer and refreshingness is lagers. I'm not a hater. I like the big boys too. I like Busch and Bud and all that. I mean, not Bud Light really. I don't like light beers. But I like the, Coors and Budweiser and stuff like that. I got no problems with them. I'll drink them. I like a good lager. Sometimes it's just good and refreshing. And it ain't got to be those expensive ones now either, like Budweiser has become. Budweiser used to be cheap. Now it's gotten so expensive. Now I drink a beer called Rio a lot because it's so cheap, and it's just not bad. If I'm just looking for a beer, I want to drink some beer, just to drink beer, catch a buzz, I'm not trying to get shit-faced, but it'll work if you want to get shit-faced. It's Rio. It ain't nothing special. It ain't good, really. It's just cheap, and it's all right. Oh, yeah. That smells like an adjunct lager. I kind of get like a corny kind of smell. Malty. All right. Yeah, that's an American lager all day, all way. Beautiful, baby. Yeah. Actually, it's a little cloudy. It's not crystal clear. It's a little bit cloudy, which is throwing me off a little bit. The head's dissipating pretty quick. I'm not going to be able to get a nip of the head. It smells like beer, y'all. It smells like it's got that malty smell to it. Kind of like a corn adjunct smell. Take a look. And there it is. Bench Life Premium Lager. 7 IBUs. 12 fluid ounces, blah, blah, blah. And actually, this is a wrap. It is not like printed on the can. It's a wrap. So, lets you know, too, it's a little craft brewery. Well, yeah, everybody loves a beer of the story, you know. The new King of the Hill's been out. And some of the first episodes of that new King of the Hill's dealing with beer, and I thought it was pretty funny. My beer never needed a story, and I've never want my beer to taste like fruit. I love it. So this would be the beer, like when you're going for the old folks, they go with their kids to the brewery, and they're like, I just want beer. Well, that's what they would probably give them most likely. I want regular beer. That's what this is. Yeah, right. No head retention. No lacing. I don't really care about lacing, but no head retention? Yeah. I guess that's not very uncommon for an American lager, but look at the haziness. They didn't really get it good and clear, but you know what? It's a craft brewery, you know. Nice. It's that craft beer touch, you know. Sometimes it's hard. It's hard to get a clear Pilsner style lager. It really, really is. Hazy IPAs. IPAs are so freaking easy. That's why they're so popular. People are just drawn in them, but they're the easiest beers to make. Getting a nice, beautiful, clear, you know, this right here is hard enough. And then when you get it so clear, and you know what I'm talking, y'all know what I'm talking about, that golden look, that's hard. Color-wise, about 2 or 3. So it's about 2 or 3 on the SRM. All right, y'all. You know what time it is. Crack them open. Pour them up. Let's get to drinking. All right. Freshen it up a bit, that last little bit. Salud. Very pleasant. Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow, indeed. That tastes exactly like an American macro lager. I have to do a blind taste challenge. I got a 6-pack of these, and I think the rest of them are all going up against beers like Coors, Budweiser. Come on, Brian. Say it. Why am I being dumb? Anyways, Coors, yeah, those two. Busch, other ones. Mick Ultra can go in there too. It's leaving with the light. Maybe up even against Rio. Wow. This right here, if you are just I like my beer, I want my regular beer, but yet you got a family member and you're going to this brewery and you're just like, oh God, give me a beer. They got it for you right here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It doesn't have it actually does. It has that corn adjunct taste. Again, adjunct lager. Nice and crisp, refreshing, really refreshing. I'm talking, this sucker is craveable. And that sweetness, it's like a malty, corny sweetness there that's reminds me of Coors, if anything. Yeah, it's Coors, Yuengling Premium. Wow, this is fantastic. This is a delicious lager. A nice craveable lager. Nice and really good and crisp finish. Food-wise, when it comes to lager, that's the thing, you know, to me it's just like anything beer. You can almost have it with anything. And this one here I think would be good with, you know, some good burgers. Burgers and fries. Some good burgers and fries though. I mean, but either way, it's just that kind. It's in that classification that it goes good with everything. You know what I mean? That's your everything beer. That is good. That they nailed the regular beer because it's an American lager. You know, American lager is to most American regular beer. You know, but the Europeans do it too with their Heinekens and stuff like that, and Stella Artois, and you know they got it too. It's just that same corn adjunct lager, you know, based off of a Pilsner, and I love Pilsners. So, anyways, yeah. With that being said, I said the food wise, all that. Let's move on to the interwebs and see what they think. On Beer Advocate, with 17 reviews, it gets an 86 with an average of 3.82. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good. On Untapped, with over 4.4 thousand reviews, it gets an average of 3.57. That's to be expected for an American style lager, you know what I mean? But this one is still above average in a sense. 3.5, as you all know if you watch my channel enough, 3.5 on Untapped to me is the true middle. Y'all thinking, no, if it's 1 to 5, then 2.5 is the middle. Well, no, it's not. Not when if you've been on Untapped enough, you know everything is in the 3s. Everything for the most part. If it's down the 2s, it starts getting bad. If it gets up in the 4s, it's really good. But right there in the middle is a 3 actually. It's in that 3 range. So 3.5 to me is the middle. So if it goes below 3.5, that's when you start getting bad, you know, on the badder scale. And I've said this over and over again, and I'd probably keep repeating it. That's just how I view Untapped. And if you've been on Untapped enough, you know what I'm talking about. All right, enough of that. So, would I buy this beer again? I don't know if I found anything, but I'll put up the information next to me. Well, I paid for it after taxes, $13.58 for a 6-pack. That's roughly $2.26 a beer. Wow. I think Budweiser's a little cheaper. Ooh, excuse me. That's not bad manners. That's just good beer. So that's roughly $2.26 a can and about 18 cents an ounce. So, okay. I would probably buy this one again, but I think I want to buy it at the brewery on tap. You know what I mean? I wouldn't just, I'm probably not going to go seeking this one out. Not for that price. It is good and it competes with them and stuff, but it competes with the big boys like Budweiser and Coors. But you know what? And Miller High Life, that was the other one I was thinking. Miller High Life, damn it. That was it. But and I'm going to do a blind taste challenge with the rest of these against those. But I'm not going to go paying that price for that. Not all the time. I might buy it again just to support a local brewery. You know what I mean? But come on, we're all on a budget here, especially in this day and age. Everything's skyrocketing, and I can't really afford to go out of my way and get that all the time. It's just a little too expensive. Flavor-wise, if it was the same, everything was the same price, hell yeah, I'd be buying this stuff all the time. All right, enough said. So, memory bells, 4 out of 5. Craveability, 8 out of 10. Big B beer review grade. I think I'm going to give this sucker a solid B. A solid B. Have y'all ever been to the Green Bench Brewing Company in beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida? Let me know in the comments below. Do y'all like lagers? Like I do. I love lagers, like Budweiser, Coors, all that stuff. You know, I like a nice, crisp, clean lager. Let me know. What is your favorite lager? So, I hope you all have enjoyed watching this as much as I have enjoyed drinking it. Please remember to hit that thumbs up button if you did. And stay tuned for those blind taste challenges and more beer reviews, home brews, and more by hitting that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. It's completely free. And I hope to see y'all here at the Dan Bar for the next one. Till next time, salute and happy days.